Welcome everyone. Today we are going to discuss William Shakespeare's famous comedy play, The Taming of the Shrew. William Shakespeare is one of the most important writer if you are going to read him from UGC perspective, his death, his birth. These are minor things you are aware about it and where and what term is associated with him, like the Bard of Heaven, why it is called, how many plays he has written, how many sonnet sequence, how many sonnets are in his sonnet sequence, how many parts the sequence is divided, how many poems in the first part, how many poems are in second part, who is the first, to whom the first part is dedicated, to whom the second part is dedicated, and what is the ending line of the sonnet. These are some important questions, and you also know about soliloquies, in how many plays he is having soliloquies and so on. So these are things very common. He was Elizabethan dramatist and so on, and he is a poet, dramatist, and even actor. You can also find in how many play and whose or which play he performed as an actor and so on. So these are quite interesting things if you could find about them, but these are more about research. And although there is a rarely direct question about them, but for William Shakespeare is one of the unique writers of history, and hence these are common things that you have to remember about them. But our topic is not about this, and today we are going to talk about William Shakespeare's The Taming of the Shrew. So without wasting much time, let's go to our topic and see it through slides. And here we are having, this is, we are having here Taming of the Shrew, and this is, here it is. William Shakespeare's The Taming of the Shrew, and this is how we are starting. If we look at William Shakespeare's, it is a Shakespearean comedy. Shakespeare is popular for tragedies and comedy, and even tragic comedy. Samuel Johnson defined more about it, but instead of that, we will stick on that. And this Taming of the Shrew, as you are seeing over here on the left side, the title is written, and this title defines it as a Elizabethan comedy. It is said to be written somewhere around 1590 and 1592. This 1592, there was a time when the theater again closed in England for some time, and thereafter they were reopened. So it is, you could say, one of the last comedy before the theater closed at that time. And about this play, if we talk about its structure, the play opened with the induction, a framing device, which means it is a kind of device just before the drama or the acts. And main plot source, Petruchio and Katharina's courtship. In this play, we are having one of Shakespeare's famous female character, Bianca. And these are some important points you have to remember if you are going through this Taming of the Shrew. And let's start questioning series, and we will discuss few questions here. And the first one is, who plays the prank on Christopher Sly in the induction of the Taming of the Shrew? Christopher Sly in that induction segment was a drunkard, and you could find him being pranked by a wealthy lord. So this is in the induction. You could just get more highlight about this induction, what it is, and that would be a kind of different play. And this induction segment make this play one of the unique play of William Shakespeare. It is different as compared to William Shakespeare's King Lear, Macbeth, Hamlet, Julius Caesar, and so on. So it is a more like special kind of thing. And if you go with that, it gives you different dimension and different outlook about it. And now let's move to the second question. Who is Gromio's in the Taming of the Shrew and Patricio's main servant? This servant also important in case of comedy, because servant play a very important role. Either it is servant in way of way of the world, or John Keats' poem Eve of St. Agnes. Servant plays one of the most important role in several of the plays, and hence do remember this Patricio's main servant. The third question in the list is which are the suitors for Bianca in the Taming of the Shrew? And there were three suitors for her. Gremio, the older or elderly suitor, and Lucentio and Horatio. These three were suitors, and question could also come. There would be four options, and who is not the suitor for Bianca, and you have to find the odd one out. And in this way, you could locate it. The next question here is which of these characters married to a widow in Taming of Shrew? And definitely there would be different characters, but I have chosen only the answer from that, and Horatio is the here. And if we move to the next question, Baptista Minola in Taming of the Shrew is a lord in, and answer is Pablo. The next question in the list is which of these Bianca's suitor but does not pretend to be a tutor in Taming of the Shrew? Answer is Grania. So she is having three suitors, and we have discussed them, and these are important, and everything is moving around it. So remember them. The next question in the list is which of these names are not adopted in Taming of the Shrew by any characters while having disguised himself? And answer is Dremio, because if you are in a comedy, then disguise play an important role. Either it is As You Like It, or either it is a way of the world. Everywhere this disguised is important, and it gives new meaning to a play. Sometime women character become male character, or male character become women character, and so on. So this disguise is more important, and perhaps Elizabethan comedy or even restoration comedies are incomplete without disguise, and that also remain important in case of you are going to get about it. There are some characters in the play in whose case the character himself happened to interact with a person pretending to be him in the Taming of the Shrew. Which of these characters is an example? And Horatio is the answer. So there could be a list of 4 questions, and you have to choose the odd one out. The ninth one is in the Taming of the Shrew, the person whom Lucentio and Terentio convinced to pretend to be Vincentio was a pedant. Last one, after Lucentio's elopement with Bianca, when Vencio confronted the pedant whom Lucentio and Terenio had made to pretend to be Vincentio, the situation got complicated, and one of the characters was set to get arrested. Who was it? And that is Vincentio. So these are the thing, and these are 10 questions that we have, but there are several things that we have to remember, or especially those terms like terms we are having comedy. And what is a comedy? Comedy is a play in which there are mostly love stories, and there are complications in these love story, and there comes disguising, and then there are some puzzle, and the enmity between friends and family and foes, and thereafter everything is solved and happy ending. And mostly these comedies are ended with the marriage ceremony. So doesn't matter which play you are counting, either of William Shakespeare or the restoration comedy or whatever. So at the end of comedy, there is always a marriage, and these comedies are incomplete without a marriage thing, and in that way we are having William Shakespeare's The Taming of the Shrew play, and these are the connecting things and connecting dot, and I hope these are useful for you for UGC-NET, and if you like, you can subscribe to our channel. With this, thank you, take care, and goodbye.